वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान्नस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अपार करुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणम् श्रीचन्द्रशेखर गुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। यत्कृपालेशमात्रेण पुमान् पूर्णः प्रजायते तं वन्दे ब्रह्मविद्धुर्यं सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरम्। संसारसागरनिमग्नजनोदिधीर्षुः यो वातरच्छिवनृसिंहगुरुच्छलेन जाड्यान्धकारहरणं करुणासमुद्रम् तं दक्षिणास्य मनिशं हृदि भावयामि। तदात्मध्याननिरतं विषयेभ्यः पराङ्मुखम् नौमि शास्त्रेषु निष्णातं चन्द्रशेखरभारतीम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरम्
सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरम्
गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
गोविन्दं
गोविन्दं
परमानन्दं
परमानन्दं
सद्गुरुं
प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
Shloka number 18. Sadhanan yatra chatvari katithani manishibihi
साधनान्यत्र
साधनान्यचत्वारि
चत्वारि
कथितानि
कथितानि
मनीषिभिः।
मनीषिभिः।
yeshu satsveva sannishta yadabhavena siddhyati
येषु
येषु
सत्त्वेन
सत्त्वेव
सन्निष्ठा
सन्निष्ठा
यदभावेन
यदभावेन
सिद्ध्यति।
सिद्ध्यति।
ब्रह्म जिज्ञासायाः योग्यत्वं कस्य योग्यत्वम् अस्ति इति 17 श्लोके उक्तः। विवेकिनः विरक्तस्य क्षमादिगुणशालिनः मुमुक्षोः ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा योग्यता मता इति। अतः ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा इत्युक्ते आत्मजिज्ञासा ब्रह्मात्मनोः ऐक्यत्वात् एकत्वात् ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा इति ब्रह्मणः जिज्ञासा इच्छा वर्तते, तदपि इच्छा एव, आत्म इच्छा ब्रह्म इच्छा। इच्छायाः योग्यत्वम् अपेक्षते। अतः योग्यत्वम् इत्युक्ते विवेकादि साधनानि एव, साधनैः एव योग्यत्वं प्राप्यते, योग्यता प्राप्यते। तानि साधनानि कति इति पृच्छेत् चत्वारि इति मनीषिभिः ज्ञानिभिः कथितानि साधनानि कथितानि। यदा एतानि साधनानि वर्तन्ते पुरुषे तदा मोक्षफलं सिद्ध्यति। साधन भावे मोक्षः मोक्षसिद्धिः, साधन अभावे मोक्षसिद्धिः न भवति, संसारे एव सरति। तदेव उक्तमस्ति अस्मिन् श्लोके। अत्र सम्बन्धव्याख्याने आचार्येण उक्तं, चन्द्रशेखर भारती स्वामिना उक्तम्, एतादृश विचारजननी या इच्छा तत्र योग्यता विवेकादि साधन युतस्य एव न अन्यस्य इति एवकार बोधितम् अर्थम् अन्वयेन व्यतिरेकेन च स्पष्टयति साधनानि इति। I explained this in the last class. विचार जननी या इच्छा विचार जननी, that which gives rise to, that is desire which gives rise to vichara, inquiry, that is brahma jignasa. Jnatum ichha, there must be desire to know. A person must be propelled by a desire to know. As a person is propelled by desire to accomplish dharma, artha, kama, those are prayers, those are pleasures, just subject to disappearance. They've got the trivida doshaha. Bandhakatvam, atruptikaratvam, dukkhamishritatvam iti. They are dosha पुरुषार्थाः निर्दोषः पुरुषार्थः कः इति पृच्छेत् मोक्षः एव तदर्थं या इच्छा वर्तते जिज्ञासारूपेण सा जिज्ञासा ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा तत्र योग्यत्वम् अपेक्षते there what is expected is yogyata therefore एतादृश like this चार जननी या इच्छा वर्तते तत्र योग्यता अपेक्षते कस्य योग्यता इति पृच्छेत् who has got yogyatvam who has got the eligibility the status of having the yogyatvam the status of having the yogyatvam or yogyata tasya bhava tatalo who has the status of being qualified योग्यत्वम् अधिकारित्वम् इत्यर्थः अधिकारित्वम् the status of being an adhikari vivekari sadhana yutasya eva the one who is endowed with the sadhanas like viveka etc tasya eva yogyata asti he alone has got yogyatvam sadhanani the dhatu sadh dhatu सिद्ध इति अर्थे प्रयुज्यते साधनं साधयितुं यत् उपकरोति उपायः इत्यर्थः साधनोति अनेन इति साधनानि साधनं साधनोति अनेन इति साधनं करणव्युत्पत्ति उपायः इति अर्थे करणव्युत्पत्तिः साधनानि they are the means of gaining they are the means of gaining moksha they are the means of gaining moksha means that is moksha is only through jnanam and the jnanam without any pratibandha obstacle free jnanam pratibandha ragita jnanam that is what jnanam is jnanam without any obstruction in the form of samshaya doubts or viparita bhavana that habitual errors or any other type of obstacles that jnanam which is free from pratibandha that jnanam only by that jnanam moksha siddhyati moksha is attained so jnanena eva moksha but jnana yogyata has to be there then only jnanena eva moksha if jnana yogyatvam adhikaritvam is not there even when jnanam is given moksha cannot happen because adhikaritvam is not there so moksha is not possible therefore vivekadi sadhanani the viveka etc all these sadhanas or they are the sadhanas they are the means for gaining jnana yogyata so therefore vivekadi sadhana yutasya the one who is endowed with vivekadi sadhanam vivekadi sadhana yutasya yogyata asti yogyata for what brahma jignasa then brahma jignasa for brahma jignasa jnana yogyata and by brahma jignasa brahma jnanam and nishta in that jnanam gives moksha this is the how the moksha the freedom is gained therefore which is sadhanam for what that has to be clear and also Tasya Vivekadi sadhana yutasya eva. That evakara is important only for that person alone. It means whoever inquire into the Shastram will get moksha. Iti na. It's not like that. The person must be an adhikari, must be enjoying the qualifications which are expected. In the absence of those qualifications, moksha is not going. Tadartameva evakaraha prayujyate. Ataha vivekari sadhana yutasya eva mokshaha. Anyasya na. Na anyasya iti evakaraha. Goditam artham anvaya vitirekena by anvaya and vitireka nyaya. Anvaya vitireka is invariable concomitance. It is a logic of agreement and disagreement. That is applied. By that, Acharya atra spashtayati makes it very clear. Sadhanani apekshante. Sadhanani katitani. Therefore, sadhanani apekshante, these sadhanani by which jnana yogyata is gained, that is important, that is going to be highlighted. Now, for that sadhana, what is a sadhana? Sadhanani for Chatvari sadhanani, fourfold means, they are the fourfold means, they are required for gaining yogyatvam for Brahma Jignasa. But what is the means for gaining the fourfold qualifications? Fourfold, that means to Jnana Yogyata. Further, the means is Karma Yoga. The entire Gita talks about third chapter, even second chapter also. Karma Yoga and Upasana. Karma Yogena Chitta Shuddhi. Chitta se Shuddhaye Karma. Upasanaya Chitta Nischalyam. For Antakarna Shuddhi Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga Kaha iti Prachet. Ishwararpana Buddhya Karma Kartavyam. Prasada Buddhya Karma Palam Srikartavyam. Tadeva Karma Yoga. Kim Prayojanam Karma Yogena. Chitta Shuddhi. Antakarna Shuddhi. Antakarna Shuddhim Vina. Jnanam Katam Bhavati Antakarne. Antakarne Jnanotpatti ki Katam Bhavati. Na Bhavati. Jnanam tu Antakarne eva Utpadyate. Antakarnam yadi Shuddhaha Shuddham na Bhavati. Tarki Katam Jnanotpatti ki Bhavati. Na Bhavati. Ataha eva Karma Yogaha Apekshate. Each one has dependence. Each one is as the relation of cause and effect. Karma Yoga Upasana is cause for gaining the Vivekadi Sadhanam. And Vivekadi Sadhanam is the cause for Yogyatvam or Brahma Jignasa. And Brahma Jignasa, inquiry into the Brahma Vichara is the cause for Brahma Jnanam. And Brahma Jnanam is the cause for moksha. Or Brahma Jnanam eva mokshaha itapi praktum shakete. This is the krama. Karma yogena chitta shuddhi. Upasana chitta neshchalya. So both are required. The entire life is meant for that. Not entire life. So many janmas have taken. It is meant for gaining chitta shuddhi. That takes so many janmas. It's not easy. When I said this to some people, they objected. But later realized and they themselves came and told me, yes, what you told is correct. I'm not telling this. This is not my personal idea or opinion. It is what Bhagavan says. You have come to Vedanta, it means you have done some homework, therefore come to Vedanta. By chance also, person could have come to Vedanta, possible. But the point is, the person should not give up, continue to pursue Vedanta till it gives a result. When the result will come, let it come in its own time. But we should not give up our endeavor. Keep on studying, keep on doing Atma Vichara. Studying is Vichara. Studying, listening, even writing, everything is Vichara only. Vichara can be in any form. It is listening. Listening is Vichara. Listening not just like hearing the song, hearing the movie song. Listening, it is hearing and listening, thinking on what is discussed. Vedanta discusses about you, the oneself, the very person. Therefore, Vichara it is. Thinking. Smaran, always thinking about that. Not only in times of problem, all the time. So that in times of distress also, when this has become so strong, the knowledge, then the problem will not be a problem. So therefore, Vedanta is 24/7. No holiday for Vedanta. And for Vedanta, this jnanam to seep inside, yogyata, that is a preparation. That takes time. Jnanam doesn't take time. Gaining the yogyatvam takes time. Shamitam. Bhagavunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Bhagavan says in the Gita. At the end of so many janmas, the person gains jnanam and the person attains me. So therefore, why so many janmas? This Bhagavan is so far away, not reachable immediately in this janma, located somewhere millions of light years. And no, it is not so. Hridi eva tishtati. He is located in the very heart. Hridaya guhayam eva. Yoneva idigitam guhayam parame vyoman. Hridaya guhayam eva. Vartate tishtati Ishvaraha. He resides in the very heart only. Then why does it take time? Because the Hridaya, the Antakaranam is not Shuddha, it is Ashuddha. It is with Raga, Dvesha, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsariya. It is not yet ready to focus on itself. Ishvara is also is there, but we miss Ishvara and focus on everything else. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hriddeshe Junateshtati. Bhagavan says in Gita. Ishvaraha Sarvabhutanam Ishvara, where he is located? Located in the Hrid Deshe, Hridaya Deshe, Buddha, Buddhi Guhayam. But because the Buddhi is Ashuddha, anything other than Ishvara, thought of Ishvara is Ashuddha. Rajas and Tamas, Ashuddha. Sattva, that is also Ashuddha only. We say Sattva is Shuddha. Sattva is Shuddha relatively. Most Ashuddha is Tamas. Relatively Ashuddha is Rajas. Ashuddha is Sattva. All these are Ashuddha only. But Sattva is used to remove Rajas and Tamas. And later Sattva also has to be dropped. So therefore, it's all about Antakarna Shuddhi. That alone takes time, not Jnanam. Jnanam to Sadhyo eva, immediate. When pramana is operated, jnanam has to happen. There is no time period between exposure to pramanam, that is shastram, and the result, that is jnanam. So therefore, that's why these sadhanas are important. And the means of sadhana, Acharya already has told, karma yoga, etc. So therefore, vivekadi sadhana yutasya eva. Therefore, the importance of this sadhana has to be highlighted, has to be emphasized. How do you emphasize? Acharya does it by Anvaya Vitireka method, Anvaya Vitireka Nyaya, logic of Anvaya agreement and Vitireka disagreement. Sadhanani Chatvari, fourfold Sadhanani Chatvari, Sadhanani Yatra Chatvari, Sadhanani Yatra Asmin Vishaye, that is Vishaya is Brahma Jignasa. The Brahma Jignasayaha Vishaye, Sadhanani, fourfold Sadhanani, Katitani. They are Uktani, they are told. By whom? Manishibihi, by Jnanibihi, Buddhimadbihi, Jnanibihi. Manasaha Ishta iti Manisha. So Manas plus Isha. It is Manas plus Isha, Shakandvadi, Rupamiti Vachyam, Shakandvadi, Pararupa Sandhi. Manisha, Manishi Niti Shabdaha. Karin Shabdavat, Manishi Bhi Tritiya, the Karmani Prayoha. It is. So Manishi Bihi, Jnani Bihi Katitani, fourfold. Yeshu Satsve, Yeshu Bhagavachanam, Yeshu Keshu, Teke Sadhanani, Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Tekka Sampatti, Mumukshutram, Ataha, Yeshu Satsu, when these are present, Sannishta, Sann is Sat, Brahma, Ishvaraha, Brahmanishta Siddhyati. Yet abhave, in the absence of which, those sadhanani, na siddhyati. What na siddhyati? Kim na siddhyati? Nishta na siddhyati. Ka nishta? Brahmanishta. Brahmani nishta, Brahmanishta. And Brahma is referred to by the word Sat. Sat, that which is Sadeva Somyudam Agraha, see, that it's a Sat. That Sat, that Brahma, that Ishvara, the Nishta in that Brahma, that is na siddhyati. Nishta in that Brahma is what is moksha is. Brahma is Ishvara. Shastra uses the word Brahma, Brigattamata, because it is limitless. It is Purnam. Therefore, Nishta in that happens only when these are present. In the absence of which, there is no moksha. Moksha is not possible. This is Anvaya Vitireka method. Therefore, Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, these fourfold qualifications referred to as Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, it is indispensable. It is not optional. It is a must. Sannyasa is optional, but this is not optional. A sannyasi is supposed to have all this, therefore, sannyasena mokshaha iti acharya, Shankaracharya, in the Bhashyam, he emphasizes sannyasa. Because according to him, a sannyasi is supposed to have all these fourfold qualifications. Therefore, he says. But even if a person has taken sannyasa and if doesn't have this, then moksha is not possible. So even if a person is not taken to sannyasa and is in other ashrama, brahmacharya or vanaprastha, and if he has a fourfold this qualification, then moksha is possible. So the importance is, the important thing is these qualifications, they are important. And each sadhana is going to be talked about. Now, here, this Vyakyanam, it's a long Vyakyanam. Long means it's a one page Vyakyanam, but it is more technical. Acharya uses many technical things here. Let us see. Loke यस्य तावत् कार्यत्वेन अभिमत समानाधिकरण अत्यंत अभाव प्रतियोगित्वं स्वसमाधिकरण अत्यंत अभाव प्रतियोगी कार्यत्व अभिमतकत्वं वा तस्य तत्कारणत्वं न संभवति. Very complicated line. Acharya uses the language of Nyaya. The Nyaya, certain terms are used. Pratiyogi, Anuyogi. Pratiyogi and Anuyogi. Pratiyogi, Atyanta Abhava Pratiyogi. Like, for example, fire is on the mountain. Fire is on the mountain. You see fire on the top of the mountain. You don't see the fire, but you see the smoke. From that, you conclude that mountain must be on fire. This is Anumana Pramanam. By Anumana, we do. That's okay. We are not interested in what type of Pramanam it is. The fire is on the mountain. But you don't see the fire in a lake. So, fire is either there is really fire you see or smoke, whatever it is. This is the same example we use for Anumana Pramanam also. Therefore, let us not confuse with that. Is either there is really fire, you see the fire, or you can see you see the smoke, whatever it is. There is fire. You see there is fire on the mountain. At the same time, you don't see the fire in a lake. Therefore, the fire, which is not there in the lake, we have not seen in the lake anytime, which is opposite to the presence of fire on the mountain. So that is called abhava pratiyogi. The absence of a thing in a locus, in a place, that is called abhava pratiyogi. Atyanta abhava pratiyogini. In English, they translate counter positive adjunct. All these are better than English. Samskrita word itself is better. You can use fire on the mountain. There you see the fire, the presence of a thing. But that fire you don't see in a lake. So there is absence of something in a locus. So that fire and an entity which is negated in the lake, in a locus, that is the absence, the counter positive of absence of that in a locus, that is called abhava pratiyogi. It's called abhava pratiyogi. So loke in the world, yasya is any vastu, any object you take, yasya. A loke in the world, or you can take in the locus, in a given locus. In a given locus, in a given place, when something exists, there is non-existence of something else. Like you see a You see a pot, like you see a pot in a place. A gata, a pot is there. There pot is there, gata is there, but not pata. Cloth is not there. So, gataha asti. Gataha, when something exists. And there is non-existence of something. Pataha nasti. Cloth is not there. Can we say the absence, that is, the absence of the non-existence of something else, that is pata, is the cause for gata? Can we say? Mm, we cannot say. The absence of something cannot be cause for the existence of a thing. The absence of something cannot be the cause for the existence of something else. Gata is there, pata is not there. Because pata is not there, therefore pata is a cause for gata. Can we say? We cannot say. Or the same thing can be said in another way also. Pata is not there, gata is there. Therefore, gata is the cause for absence of pata. The same thing, put it in another way. The presence of gata is the cause for the absence of a pata. Pata is cloth. We cannot say absence of pata cannot be the cause for the existence of gata. Absence of pata, the absence of something. The the that is the absence of something cannot be cause for the existence of a thing, or the existing thing cannot be the cause for the absence of a thing. Both are, that is what Acharya says here. Loke yasya tasya, you can connect. Yasya tasya karanatvam na sambhavati. Karyatvena, karyatvam means karya is effect. Karyatvena abhimata samanadikarana atyanta abhava pratiyogitvam yasya tasya tat karanatvam na sambhavati. For which that cannot enjoy the status of being a karanam. What? That is karyatvena. Karyatvam is effect, the status of being an effect. Karyatvena, the status of being an effect. Abhimata samanadikaranam, that is in the locus, in the same adhikaram, the same place. So, the absence of atyanta abhava pratiyogitvam, absolute non-existence, occurring in the samadhanadikaram, in the place, in the same place where a thing exists. That cannot be the cause for the existence of a thing. Tasya tat karanatvam na sambhavati. Or swasamadhika karana atyanta abhava pratiyogi karyatva abhimatakatvam na sambhavati. Or the presence of a thing in a given locus, adhikaranam, cannot be the cause for the absence of another thing. Va tasya karanatvam na sambhavati. This is the meaning of this complicated sentence. Not complicated, this is Nyaya language is used. Acharya gives an example. Yata pata samanadikarana atyanta bhava pratiyogini brit. Brit samanadikarana atyanta bhava pratiyogi patavati va sa patak karanatvam na prashnute. Yata pata samanadikarana atyanta abhava pratiyogini mrit. Mrit is napumsakalinga. Therefore, said pratiyogini mrit. So, atyanta abhava pratiyogini is mrit. The mrit is abhava, atyanta abhava. It doesn't exist in a given locus. Where pata is there. Pata samanadikarana. In a samanadikaranam in a locus, the same locus where pata is there is complete absence of mrit. So for mrit, that is mrit is clay. Therefore, clay is called abhava pratiyogini mrit. Where cloth pata is there. In the same locus, samanadikarane, there is complete absence of the mrit. The pata is there. Pata is pata, the cloth exists, and there is no clay. Therefore, can we say clay is the cause for the existence of the pata? No. Pata karanatam na ashtute. Cannot be. Absence of clay cannot be the cause for the existence of a pata. Existence of pata, the cloth, in the locus, same locus. Pata may be, mrit may be existing somewhere. Pata may be existing somewhere. We are not talking about Vyadikaranam, we are talking about Samanadikaranam. Therefore, the same locus. Similarly, Mrit Samanadikarana Atyanta Abhava Pratiyogi Patavati Sa. Similarly, Mrit Samanadikarana. Mrit is there, clay is there, in the same place, locus where clay is there. There is complete absence of pata. So, Atyanta Abhava Pratiyogi Patavati Sa, that absence of cloth, there is a complete absence of cloth. Therefore, mrit which exists, that cannot be the cause for the absence of the cloth. Patakaranatvam ashtute, cannot be the existence of mrit cannot be the cause for the non-existence of the cloth. Atyanta bhava pratiyogini patavati sa patakaranatvam na ashtute na sambhavati. Apitu, so therefore, Atyanta bhava pratiyogini, pratiyogi. There is no correlation between the two. The absence of one thing cannot be the cause for the presence of another thing. Or the presence of thing cannot be the cause for the absence of another thing. But apitu, mrit sattve gata sattvam, mrit abhave gata abhavaha. But when mrit is there, clay is there, then pot is there. When mrit is not there, gata is not there. Mrit is there, mrit is clay. When clay is there, pot is there. Mrit sattve, in the presence of mrit, clay, gata sattvam, gata bhavam, mrit asti, gataha asti. Mrit nasti, gataha nasti. So mrit sattve, gata sattvam, anvaya. Mrit abhave, gata bhavaha, vyatireka. So therefore, iti anvaya vyatireka sahachara graha vashat, gata karanatvam bhajate. When mrit is there, gata is there. Mrit is not there, gata is not there when we say, then what is the relationship between mrit and gata? Mrit, that is clay, is the cause for gata. Gata karanatvam mrit. That we can arrive at by this Anvaya Vyatireka method. Anvaya Vyatireka method. Therefore, when a thing exists, when something exists. Thing it doesn't exist when something is absent. When we say that, therefore there must be relationship between them, cause and effect relationship. One is the cause, other one is the effect. Therefore, clay is the cause and pot is the effect. Clay mrit karanam bhavati, gataha karyam bhavati. The gata karanatvam mrit. Gata karanatvam mrit. Pata cannot be the karanam. Mrit is the karanam. So therefore, by Anvaya Vyatireka method, we can arrive at the cause of a thing. When cause is present, the effect. When pata is there, then when cloth is there, can there be a gata? There is no relationship between pata, the cloth, and gata. Pata cannot be the cause for gata. We cannot arrive at that. Pata is there. That is what Acharya already has said. Pata is the absence of pata cannot be the cause for gata. The presence of Mrit alone is the cause for gata. The absence of something cannot be the cause for the presence of something. Mrit is there, the Mrit alone is the cause. The Mrit has taken some form. The clay has taken some form and it has become a pot. In the pot, what is there? What do you see? Mrit alone. What else is there other than the Mrit? It has just a name and form given to the Mrit, clay. It is all the way clay only. You destroy the pot, what you have is Mrit alone. So therefore Mrit is there, therefore clay is there, therefore Mrit is the karanam for gata. You destroy the Mrit, there is no Mrit, there is no gata. There may be pata, let it there be pata, but pata cannot be the cause for gata. Gata karanatvam na bhajate pataha. Mriteva karanam bhavati gatasya. Similarly, evam, in the same way, Vivekadi Chatushtaya Sattve Eva Sati Brahmani Nitaram Stita Prayojaka Brahma Jignasayaha Sambhavat Tad Avave Cha Sambhavat Anvivitireka Sahachara Rahadina Tesha Vivekadinam Sannishta Parapariyaya Palapariyanta Brahma Jignasa Karanatva Avagatihi Tirtam. Therefore, evam in the same way, Vivekadi Chatushtaya Sattve. Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatka, Sampattihi, Mumukshutvam, these Chatushtaya, these fourfold things. Eva Sati, when they are there, then Brahmani Nitaram Stitihi, that is Nishta. Taram Stitihi is Brahmanishta. That Nitaram Siti Prayojaka Brahma Jignasayaha. Brahma Jignasayaha, the purpose of Brahma Jignasa or the phalam of Brahma Jignasa, Nitram Siti Prayojaka. Brahma Jignasa is a Prayojaka for Nishta in Brahma. Inquiry into Brahma, that is to Shastram, that Jignasa is for gaining Nishta in Brahma. So that Nishta in Brahma is possible only when Vivekadi Chatushtayam, when these fourfold qualifications are there. Therefore, Brahmani Nitaram Siti Prayojaka Brahma Jignasayaha Sambhavat. Brahma Jignasa, by which Brahma Nishta is gained. So Brahma Jignasa is the cause for Brahma Nishta, and that is possible only when Vivekadi is there. Sambhavat Tadabhave, in the absence of Vivekadi Chatushtaya, Brahma Jignasa is Asambhava and Brahma Nishta also Asambhava. Therefore, by that we can arrive at by Anvaya Vyatireka. In the absence of the fourfold qualification, Brahma Jignasa is not possible, Asambhavat. Ataha, Brahma Nishta also, abidance, that is abiding in Brahma. That is Nishta. Nishta is always remaining with oneself. In other words, simple. Brahma is Aham Eva Brahma. So Aham Tad Brahma Aham Asmi Jagat Karanam. That abiding in this knowledge, that is Nishta. And the unbroken Nishta, the Nishta when it is Drida, Stita, then it is what is called Jnana Pakvata, and that is Jnanam. By that, the person is alert to this knowledge all the time, and that is what moksha is. He is not disturbed by anything happening around him, not disturbed by samsara. He remains with himself. That is the state of being with Brahma, with Ishvara. That is achieved by Nishta, for which only the Brahma Jignasa is. And Brahma Jignasa, for the Brahma Jignasa only this fourfold qualifications are. Therefore, absence of this fourfold qualification results in the absence of the Brahma Jignasa. When Brahma Jignasa not there, where is Brahma Nishta and where is Moksha? Na siddhyati. Iti Anvaya Vitireka Sahajara Garhadina Tesha Vivekadinam. Therefore, Viveka, etc. means all the fourfold qualification. Sannishta Parapariyaya Palaparyanta Brahma Jignasa Karanatva Avagatihi iti Uktam. Avagatihi means understanding. So, Avagatihi, the understanding, the ascertainment. Avagatihi, what Avagatihi? Avagatihi, Brahma Jignasa Karanatva, the status of being the cause of Brahma Jignasa. Brahma Jignasa is desire to know. So Viveka, etc., the Viveka and Vairagya, etc., they are the cause of the desire to know Brahma, which extends up to Sannishta Parapariyaya Pala Paryanta Brahma Jignasa. Up to that Pala is the result. Pala Paryantam, up to the result. The result is Nishta in this Jnanam. Sannishta Paraparyaya. Paraparyaya is Sannishta Paraparyaya. Nishta in that Brahma and Paraparyaya Palam is Moksha. Up to the result in the form of moksha. So firmly establishing in this knowledge, and the result of this is the result of this, that is the palam, is moksha. Therefore, this viveka, etc., these are the causes for the desire to know Brahma Jignasa, and that Brahma Jignasa culminates in Brahmanishta, and Brahmanishta culminates in moksha. That is the Pariyaya Palam. It culminates in moksha palam. Palaparyantam, Paraparyantam, Moksha Paryantam, Moksha Pariyaya, Palaparyantam. Avagatihi, understanding. This understanding. This is the understanding. It is Karanatva Avagatihi. Avagatahi, the understanding, the ascertainment of the status of being the Karanam, Brahma Jignasa being the Karanam. Uktam, it is said by the Acharya in this shloka. Manishibhi katitani iti. Who said all this? Manishivi Chatvari Sadhanani, Manishibi. Tatra Manishitvam, Shruti Tatparya Jnanavatvam. What is this Manishitvam? Shrutehe Tatparyam, the Tatparya, the teaching of the Shruti. The Jnanavatvam is the one who has a knowledge of the Tatparya of the Shruti. That is Manisha. The status of being that Manishitvam, Shruti Tatparya Jnanavatvam. Acharya gives the meaning of the word Manishitvam, the status of being knowledgeable, being enlightened, knowledgeable, is the one who has the knowledge of, one who has the knowledge, Jnanavat, Jnanavata, Jnanavat, Jnanavan, of what? Jnanam of what? Shruti Tatparya. What is Shruti Tatparya? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Tat Brahma Tameva Asi. That is the Tatparya. Shruti Avalambana Abhave. Etadrisha Adhikari Visheshananam Durjnanatva. Shruti Avalambana Abhave. Etadrisha Adhikari Visheshananam Durvijnanatva. So, without, how do we know this? All these qualifications are required only from the Shruti, only from the Shastram only. Shastram alone says Viveka, Vairagya, all these things are required, in the absence of which there is no moksha. Shruti alone says. How do you say Shruti alone says? In Kathopanishad, for example, when Nachiketa was tempted by Yamadharmaraja, he offered so many things, all the rathas, the divine damsels, long life, everything Yamadharmaraja gave. But Nachiketa, it dismissed everything. Shvabhava martyasi yadanta kaitat. Sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha. Whether we don't know we exist tomorrow or not. And all the indriyas they are subject to destruction, subject to decay. How long I will be able to enjoy long life or the pleasures, whatever you give? That is Vairagya. Similarly, Shreya's prayers, distinction between the two, Viveka. Therefore, like that in Shruti, this sadhana chatushtaya sampatti is mentioned. It is scattered all over. And in the tradition, what acharyas have done, they have collected this and presented in the form of a sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Therefore, without these, the Shruti, avalambanam, alambanam, without the support of the Shruti, etadrisha adhikar visheshananam durvijnanatva, we cannot know the adhikar vishesha. The etadrisha adhikar visheshananam, the person must be an adhikari having these qualifications that cannot be known without resorting to the Shruti. Durujnanatvat. It is difficult means not possible. Durujnanatva means difficult to know. It means it is not possible to know without the Shruti. This adhikari visheshanas. Visheshanas is this sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. These are adhikari visheshana. Qualifications which are expected of a person, adhikari, sadhaka. That cannot be known without the support of the Shruti. Tadrishascha manishinaha, bhadarayana prabhutayaha. Who are those manishinaha? That the learned people, the enlightened people, the jnanavantaha, like Bhadarayana, etc., the Vyasacharya, etc. They are all manishinaha. Manishibhi katitani. Those people have said, whatever those people said, whatever are told by those people, they are, in fact, they are equivalent to Pramana. Because they are all Siddha Purusha, they are all manishinaha. What they tell is only the Shastram tells, and what the Shastram tells, that alone they are tell. There is no difference between the two in regard to what they tell. Therefore, Manishinaha is Badarayana, etc. Badarayana, Shankaracharya, all those Narayanam, Padmam, Vasishtam, all those Manishinaha. Tekila Athato Brahma Jignasa iti Sutra Gataka Atashabdena Sadhana Chatushti Sampatyantaram Sutrayanta Brahma Jignasadi Brahma-jignasa-adhikarinam evam vidam sutrayamasaho iti shariraka mimamsadi adhikarana tritiya varnaka bhashyat artataha avagamyate. The Brahma Sutra, the first sutra is Athato Brahma Jignasa. Athato Brahma Jigyasa, Atha, Ataha Brahma Jigyasa. Tripadam Sutram. Brahma Sutra is called Shariraka Sutrani, Uttamimamsaka Sutrani. The first sutram is Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Puramimamsa Sutra is Atato Dharma Jigyasa. For those who want Shreyas Moksha, for them Brahma Sutra. For those who want prayers, for them Dharma Jigyasa. So, prayers, Shreyas. Shreyortinaha Brahma Jigyasatvam. Prayortinaha Dharma Jigyasatvam. So, are we Shayorti or Prayorti? Tatu, Prayorti, Shayorti, but prayer is also required for us because we live in the world, therefore prayer is also required. Prayers means Artha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, all these things are also required because we have not reached that stage that we want only moksha, nothing else. We are not ready for that. We all want that also. That is why Swamiji in the Dakshinamurti, that Mula Mantra, he added shares also. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye Magyam Medham Pragyam Prayacha Swaha. This is the mantra. Magyam Medham Pragyam. Give me Medha, give me Pragya, Prayacha Swaha. But Swamiji started one more. Nagyam Shriyam Medham Pragyam Prayacha Swaha. Shriyam is wealth. It could be physical wealth. It could be any form of wealth also. That which is required to lead a life, a comfortable spiritual life. That much. Not enjoying cozy things in life. That much thing required to live a comfortable life. Society thinks everything has changed. A sannyasi also cannot go for a bhiksha, taking bhiksha patra. Nobody will feed also. Everybody will see him with a doubting eyes. And how a brahmachari or sannyasi will survive unless supported by grihastha. So therefore, they have to be self-supported. So therefore, self-supported means they required Shriyam. So therefore, in the prayer itself, it is added. Shriyam, that is required. In the world now, in the world, it is required. Therefore, Shriyam Medam Pragyam Prayecha Swaha. Otherwise, if the person lives in any ashram setup, it is assumed that ashram takes care of. Whether it takes care of or not, that's a different thing. It is assumed. And you have to contribute for that in the form of some service that is called yoga, karma yoga, or whatever we say. Therefore, the point is whether it is brahmachari or sannyasi or grihastha, the person is a mumukshu, he is committed to moksha, then Meda Prajna is important. That is what the prayer is. But Shreya is also required. Shriyam also required. Shriyam, not Shreyas. Shriyam. Shriyam is wealth. Physical well-being, that is also wealth. If there is physical illness, serious illness, then what the person will do, how will they get treatment without dhanam? All these are, therefore it's important. Therefore, Shriyam Meram Pragyam Prayecha Swaha. That's why Swamiji knowingly knows very well, therefore he added all this, modified the Dakshinamurti mantra into this, adding Shriyam Medam Pragyam Prayecha Swaha. Give me wealth also. What is required for leading a comfortable spiritual life? Comfortable means that much comfort required. A roof above the head, and food to eat, and cloth to wear. These are the thing required for a brahmachari or sannyasi. Therefore, Sriyam Medam Pragyam Prayecha Swaha. So, therefore, because Brahma Jignasu, therefore, If the person is Artha Jignasu, then he will not ask for Medha and Pragya. Shriyam Prayacha. Father Dakshinamurti is not required. We have to ask Mahalakshmi. Dharma, Artha, and Kama. Therefore, there is a difference between Brahma Jignasa and Dharma Jignasa. Dharma Jignasa, Purva Mimamsa, involves karma, upasana. Brahma Jignasa is Vedanta. So, in Brahma Jignasa, then what is the difference? Both are Jignasa only, inquiry into. But Dharma Jignasa is after having known what Dharma is, what karma is, you have to follow it, observe it, perform it, then only the results. Karma to be not to, no, karma is not for just knowing. Knowing will not give the results of karma. Knowing followed by performance of karma, the actions, that alone will give the result. Knowing cooking will not give food. Knowing cooking and then cooking action, that alone will give food. In contrast to Dharma Jignasa, Brahma Jignasa, where knowing itself will give the result, moksha, result which is in the form of moksha. Because the problem being Ajnanam, the Ajnanam is knocked off by Jnanam. That is, moksha is by Jnanam. Therefore, Atato Brahma Jignasa, there is no doing involved, there is only knowing. And that Jignasa, inquiry into that Brahma, the desire to know Brahma, when does it happen? Atha, Ataha, Brahma Jignasa. 3 words are there. What is the meaning of the 3 words? That Acharya, the Brahma Sutra, Vasa Sutra, he just summarizes so beautifully in this line. Te kila atata Brahma Jignasa iti. In that line we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರಣ್ಜಿ.